Welcome to This Wasn't on the Test, the podcast where knowledge meets humor in the most unexpected ways. Join Dr. Jake and Dr. Kayla, a couple with doctorates in their respective fields, and their sister Kelsey, who may not have a PhD but sure knows how to keep things light with her quick humor and relatable take on the world. Whether you're a scholar or just a curious mind, this trio will make you laugh, think, and you might even learn something new. Tune in to find out why this wasn't on the test. Welcome back to This Wasn't on the Test. I'm Kelsey, and I'm here with my brother, the one and only Dr. Jake Berg.
The one and only. Hello.
The one and only.
The only
Kayla
Dr. Berg.
Us.
Yeah.
The only Dr. Berg in the room. Will you please stand up? The real Dr. Berg. Please stand up. Please stand up. Kayla ditched out on us, not because she ditched out, but because we kept on changing our recording date, and then we decided that maybe because it's a holiday weekend, we were going to skip like an actual recording and just do a little mini episode. So that's what we're doing, and Kayla's busy.
Yeah, it's not that she just flaked out, it's that she's just been super, super busy actually being super teacher and super mom and all this other stuff. So,
are you trying to get laid after this episode airs, or what?
Sure, if it helps.
Super teacher.
Well,
super
I mean,
mom, Kayla.
She's always doing super mom, but I mean, with the big thing is that this was the last week of the school year, so that's always super busy. And then since kind of the extracurriculars run concurrent with the school year, then all of Emmy's stuff was ending and all that stuff. So we've just been running around, and Kayla volunteered to help with the dance school and all this stuff. So she's just been all over the place. So that's why
busy.
It was hard for us to coordinate the three of us together to get together. I was like, why don't we just skip with the holiday and all that? But nope, we found some time for just the two of us while Kayla's off doing like I said, not I want to be clear, she's not just negligent here or whatever.
Yeah, no, she didn't like actually flake out on us. Like, we know where she is. She's actually doing things that need to happen. So it's just, you get the two OG Bergs today.
Yep.
So, well, I went up to one of our family members' houses up north on the lake, and that was really nice, and some other family was in town, so that was fun. That's what I've spent my weekend doing. And then, here we are. So I know
jealous.
You watched the Indy race.
It
was fun. We had a great time.
That's good. Yeah, that's always a lot of fun, and we'll be doing that together, all of us here in a month or so, month and a half.
Yeah, month and a half-ish. It's still cold in Wisconsin. So, it's still like 60 degrees here. So we didn't go out on the boat, but it was really nice. We just sat and yapped. So.
Yep. Yeah, I just got done watching the Indy 500, and I watched the Monaco F1 race because I'm a big motorsports fan. Now there's a NASCAR race, which I don't typically watch, but it's the kind of the biggest day in racing this Sunday every year because they have those three huge races. There's actually I don't know if I said this last year. There's the same guy. He was racing in the Indy 500 and then immediately flew to Charlotte, North Carolina, to South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, to go race in the NASCAR race.
Oh, really? Did he win, or did he do well in this?
No, he crashed out. But
oh shit! Did it on purpose so that he could get out of there sooner, or what?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, it's still pretty impressive for him to attempt that. He's typically a NASCAR driver, and he was doing IndyCar as an extra thing to try to do the two races in one day. So
cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
Very cool. We went to the Indy races last year in Milwaukee, and that was very fun.
That was a lot of
fun. Do they come here every year, or is it only?
That was the first year in Milwaukee in a while, but they're going to be there again this year.
Okay, cool. So maybe another little Sibs weekend or something.
Yeah. They always go to Elkhart Lake for the road track there at Road America. That's one that they do every year. But the oval in Milwaukee is something that they used to do for a while, and then there was a big break until last year. And that's what we went to.
Okay. Cool. We should go to another race. I, of course, cried the entire time. So
Yep.
every time the female racer would come around the corner, I would start crying again.
She did
so
well
every
in that
30
race.
seconds,
Yeah.
I was crying.
And then the guy that won that race in the Indy Next race won the championship that day too. So that was big.
Yeah.
So and then obviously the actual IndyCar race was good and was a fun one.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really cool. Fun. Okay, so we're just doing a little different episode. Next week we'll be back, and we'll record our what did we say we were doing? You guys are talking about emergency readiness.
Yeah, like tragedy readiness for teachers.
Tragedy preparedness for teachers.
Yep.
And
like relativity
then,
and time travel-ish type stuff for physics.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that'll be next week. I know we said it would be this week, but it's next week.
Actually, next week. Kayla and I were prepared. I'll say that. We just were not able to get the schedules together to actually record it. But I know we both had the preparation. So we'll be good to go whenever we can get together here early next week.
Yeah, that sounds good. Great. Well, I have a little, just a fun thing. We're just gonna keep it fun today and do a segment that I'm calling Rapid Fire Physics Ridiculousness. And it's a this or that game.
Okay.
Of a bunch of things that I pulled together.
All right. That sounds fun.
With the help of ChatGPT. So
naturally.
I guess you don't have to do rapid fire if you don't want to, but like you don't have, but I think you should answer them like as quick as possible.
Okay.
Wait,
before we start, sorry. Is this like opinion type things or is this like a quiz?
It's like opinion type things. Like it's kind of funny.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Yeah. All right, ready? Okay, the first one. Dark matter or dark humor?
Oh, geez. Dark humor.
Okay. Okay. Number 2. String theory or just plain string cheese?
Wow, you're appealing to the Wisconsinite in me. String cheese.
Oh, hell yeah.
Forget this physics
I love good
stuff.
string cheese. I know, right? String cheese or cheese whips?
Oh, you got to do that to me? Cheese whips. Can't get them anywhere else besides
whips.
Wisconsin. You can get string cheese in the grocery store.
Yeah, cheese whips all day. Actually, I was at a friend's house this week, and they had the largest string cheese I've ever seen. They were like I don't even know, 2 inches in diameter and like 6 inches long. Kind of was phallic, but
I whip my cheese back and forth. Sorry.
All right. Time is a construct or time is a flat circle?
Time is a construct.
Okay. I don't know what that one means, but ChatGPT gave it to me. So.
I have actual deep feelings about that particular one, but.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, I just things that you think about with time and the nature of how time flows and works and everything. Like, it's really more a description that we came up to talk about, like how events happen. Like, does it actually mean anything in reality? Is it an actual part of the
time, essentially?
Kind of. Like, clearly, like we're moving from one point in sequence to another, but like, does that actually have any physical bearing? That's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Okay, interesting. All right. Heisenberg uncertainty or total emotional uncertainty?
Heisenberg uncertainty.
Okay. A black hole vacation or event horizon staycation?
Event horizon staycation.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what those things mean. Well, I know what the words mean. I don't know necessarily what the comparison is supposed to mean.
Maybe we'll do an episode breaking these down, like the meanings, the deep meanings behind them.
Sure.
Okay, a thermodynamics exam or a therapy session.
That's a therapy session. Thermodynamics exams, terrible. Don't want to do that. I did that enough.
So is therapy. Just kidding. Therapy's great. Okay. These are fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun.
Yeah, no, I'm having fun.
Okay. Collide particles or personalities?
Collide particles, I gotta say that one.
Yeah, true. Quantum leap or quantum nap?
Quantum leap.
That's another one I don't really understand. Quantum leap. What is that?
Quantum leap was
breakdown. What is quantum leap?
Well, I don't know what Quantum Leap was a TV show. It was like a kind of like a time travel-y thing where I've never seen it, but I think that like the main character could time travel, but when he time traveled, he ended up in the body of other people or something like that. I don't know, but I'm definitely not a napper, so that's why I picked the Quantum Leap over. And sometimes Quantum Leap is kind of a buzzwordy thing, like a paradigm shift type thing. Like,
oh, sure. Do you know who Schrodinger is?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I was like, I don't know who this is. I don't think he's going to get it. Of course you know who he is. All right. Live in Schrodinger's apartment or share a bunk with the Higgs boson?
Share a bunk with the Higgs boson.
Interesting.
Schrodinger, famous swinger.
A famous swinger?
Mm-hmm.
Was he a physics person?
Yep.
And he was a swinger?
Yep.
Like a sexual swinger?
Yep.
Interesting. What other kind of swinger is there? I don't know. I was thinking like one of those swinging things that
he really likes going on swings.
Build a particle accelerator or just accelerate your existential crisis.
Build a particle accelerator.
Yeah, then you'd at least win a Nobel Peace Prize or something.
Yeah, a Nobel Peace Prize for the particle accelerator.
Yeah, right. Okay, this one's funny. CERN cafeteria or Waffle House at 3 a.m.?
I guess I'll pick CERN cafeteria.
Just because it would be cool to go to CERN.
Yeah. I will say the cafeteria at Fermilab is pretty good, actually.
Is it?
I ate there for like a whole week when I stayed there. And it was pretty good.
Okay. Good to know. So scientists can do some food stuff. Have I told you about a new friend that I met that is a food scientist?
No.
I'll have to tell you about him. I don't know like what I can say publicly.
Okay. Top secret food science.
They were letting us try a bunch of things and we couldn't take pictures of any of it or like talk about any of it outside of where we were.
The new Taco Bell menu items.
I can't say a word.
Did you sign an NDA?
I didn't sign an NDA.
Well, then you're free to go. Let's go.
I'm free to yap, yeah. And then he never wants to hang out ever again.
Yep.
Loses his job. Okay. Nuclear fusion breakthrough or your cat acknowledging your existence?
Nuclear fusion breakthrough.
Okay.
What selfish person would pick the other one? Kayla.
Kayla would, yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to find one more to close it out. Okay, this is our final one. Kind of going off of our food scientist friend. Okay, be known for inventing cold fusion, but no one believes you. Or invent a snack that never goes stale.
I guess cold fusion. I get known for inventing it, but nobody believes me. How does that work?
Think you're lying? I don't know.
But I'm known for inventing it, but nobody believes. I don't think it makes sense.
It maybe doesn't make sense. Like you are the one that gets the credit.
I mean, that's like a flat Earth type thing, right? Like evidentiary, able to be proven, yet people still not believe it. You know, but
yeah, true. Hey, I'm just a non-science girl coming up with science questions. Okay, a fun science game.
Kind of like a flat earther.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. Just making shit up.
Did you hear about there's like, I guess I don't know a whole lot about like what actual flat earthers think, but there is like I guess one of the things is that flat earthers don't believe that Antarctica is real to begin with.
What?
Or something like that. And so
what do they think is down there?
They believe that there's governments that will turn you away from going to Antarctica. I think honestly, it's just one of these things that's like a hard place to get to. And so they use it as like, oh, I can use this as a argument because nobody can go there. Like, because it is a hard place to get to. but they say like, oh, if you try to go, that the government will stop you from going, or something like that. Well, one of the big prominent flat earthers had like a different person offer to pay like all expenses paid trip to Antarctica for them to do any experiments that they want to do or whatever, and like actually flipped a couple of the flat earthers that went along on it. But then all the other flat earthers that didn't get to go, then they are all saying like, oh, that person is typical. They got bought out by the government to say all these things, and I always knew that they were a con,
Oh my God.
So they did all these live streams from the South Pole, like a 24-hour long south, because I guess one of the things is like they didn't believe that the sun never set or something like that, because of the earth tilt. And, yeah. So like he did like a 24-hour long live stream going like, you can see the sun never set all the whole time I was here for 24 hours type of thing. And
they were like, you're in the middle of Alaska in a snowy glacier, faking it, telling us that you're where you think you are.
Yeah, I think the main thing that they were saying was that it was in a studio with like studio lighting that they kept on for 24 hours and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How exhausting.
I know, it's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I like, we both know the person. I finally unfriended this person because I couldn't possibly stand any more flat earth theories and shit across my Facebook page. But some of the things that they posted, I was like, how absolutely miserable of a life do you have that this is what you're spending all of your time sharing and posting? And that's like just so much energy to like keep up to, I don't even know, like, it just like seems so crazy to like keep up this lie, or like, they'll never admit, even if all of a sudden they realize that they were wrong, they'll never admit it. They'll just keep up the BS for their entire lives.
Well, that was the interesting thing about this thing, was because somebody was like, I will pay every single expense for you to go to the Antarctica and do every single thing that you need to try to prove flat earth and stuff like that, and so they went and they did everything they could think of for multiple days, and a couple of them actually did finally admit that the earth wasn't flat, so like you said, most people are just like, they will not give their, it's one of those things is like, if you try to have a conversation, is like, is there anything that could ever convince you that the earth isn't flat? And that, if they're just like, no, not really. It's like, well, then I guess you weren't really out for the pursuit of science to begin with. You're just like feeling
Science
special
fake,
to have an opinion that's different than most people, is what I think it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Those same type of people will go against any other grain they possibly can.
Yep.
So whether it's flat earth or any other theory or any other anything, like they are also all religious, which is just so weird. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So it's like, you're going to believe something else that like is not quote unquote provable versus something else that is provable by science. Like, it's just so wild.
Well, and then like all the different, like, here's this experiment that proves the earth is round. Here's this. And they're like, well, I've come up with this other thought experiment that could show the same results if all these crazy things were true, like in a studio, the earth was flat, if like, if the earth didn't go around the sun, all these things, just crazy.
Wow.
So
that's
it's
exhausting.
It's like way, way harder for it, to these weird explanations to be true than like the earth just being round.
Yeah.
And we're back. Our co-host her ears were ringing and called me, and we had to take a pause for a second. So she wanted a little guest spot, even though she wasn't here.
She knew we were talking about her.
She was calling in to say that she thought the earth was flat.
Oh my gosh. A live caller.
Yeah. Caller, you're on the line.
Caller
Earth is
one,
flat.
you are on the line. Okay, well that got a little philosophical for us. We should maybe do an entire episode where we talk about like the flat earth theory and stuff, and like the experiments that people have done to prove that the earth is flat that have gone wrong, and then they prove that the earth is not flat.
I've watched a good amount of that stuff on like YouTube, but I could prepare some stuff to talk about it. But yeah, this recent one was the interesting one that I watched with like the results of all that, which was nice to see that some of those people actually seemed open when they were able to go and have that experience to changing their mind. So,
wow. Well, you got to be open. It's okay to change your mind if you're right.
I mean,
just kidding.
As a scientist, I'm open to that explanation. You just have to provide me actual evidence in that direction. But every single experiment goes the other way. So that's the one that I think you know.
Yeah. You're like, okay, you keep on proving to me that the earth is not flat. Thank you.
Yeah, let's look at the scorecard or the scoreboard. Oh, it's like 90 to round earth and 0 to flat earth. So yeah. I mean, you have to actually call yourself, this is a philosophical thing, like to actually call yourself a scientist, you need to be open that your results, different results showing you the same thing to be true, you have to be open to going by what the science gives you. And the results of your experiments. I mean, that's the whole scientific method, right? To like come up with a hypothesis, come up with an experiment that helps you probe the idea behind your hypothesis, and then you do the experiment, and then you look at the results and what that tells you about your hypothesis, so whether you were right or wrong on your hypothesis.
Yeah. And
you need to be willing for whatever that end result to be, either direction on your hypothesis. I mean, that's the interesting thing about science, is be like, I think this is going to happen. So like, I'm going to try to design an experiment to tell me the answer to that thing. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I was able to prove that my hypothesis was correct based on my experiment, or unexpectedly, it was the opposite thing.
And you have to accept that answer when you do when you actually do the science.
I mean, and then the next step is like, okay, that's one experiment, right? Okay, so should I say that this thing is irrefutably true from one experiment? Probably not. You should verify that with a different experiment that tells you it's kind of the same outcome. And there's so many things over and over again, particularly with like flat earth and stuff like that, is that you can convince yourself that the earth is round, So
yeah. Well, we should definitely do an episode about that. Cool. Did you like my game? It was pretty fun.
I did like your game.
Hooting and hollering. So much fun. We're laughing. Reminds me of our pickleball. Well,
I did do it rapid fire, so we didn't get to really talk about any of the things. But I liked it.
Episode coming soon where we break down the meaning of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 45 minutes on the meaning of everything. We can get it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Perfect. Great. Glad to know you're down.
That's my struggle, is like most of these topics are like an entire semester-long class that I've taken in the past. Let's talk about it for 45 minutes or half an hour.
It's almost like you need to type in all of your notes into Chat GPT and be like, put this into a 30-minute segment.
Yeah, and then I just read off of it for 30 minutes. Sounds exciting.
Yep, that's what all the cool kids are doing these days.
I was about to do an impression of like the Instagram voiceover lady. You know that voice that's like that reads the text on the screen in Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like we can just we don't even need to be here. We'll just write out a script for all of our episodes and just have the Instagram lady read it.
Perfect.
There you go.
I don't know if she'll be able to relay my humor, but we'll try it.
Oh, we just put into ChatGPT write an episode for This Wasn't on the Test that covers these topics. And we're done.
That's right. And ChatGPT already knows my personality. So here we go.
We got
it's
8 episodes
really
out there.
Because I ask, yeah, but I asked ChatGPT some really weird things. And so I feel like that those weird things that I ask ChatGPT will very oddly place that into our script. Because it's going to get mixed up between my normal questions and it listening to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
My ChatGPT probably is like, wow, this girl is a total freak. Cool. All right, I'll close this out. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
No, not really. I mean, I could talk about any of these topics for a long, long time. So
yeah. Well, more
that's for another day.
Future podcast episodes. Yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted to get a little something out there. Because
something small. Yep, a quick little pocketful to listen to. I don't know what that means. But anyways, like and subscribe, follow us at This Wasn't on the Test. We're also going to put a little energy this week into getting a Facebook and a TikTok up and going, and hopefully doing maybe a little bit of research to figure out video so we have a little bit more content than just photos to post. And give us reviews. We still need reviews on wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening along, and we'll see you next time on This Wasn't on the Test.
Bye.
Adios.